Welcome to your last 3 brain cells, because you're going to lose all of them after watching this. Today we're going to be discussing the Bionicle GWP, and we're happy to have our guest, Fries 101 Reviews. Care to
Yeah.
introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Fries Reviews. I'm a small YouTuber. I do a lot of content. I do like some reviews from time to time, and I have own original series as well. So yeah, great to be on here.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yes, we are.
I need to grab the GWP.
Okay.
Yeah, because one of us actually has the GWP in hand, and that's
two
pretty
of
cool.
us.
2 of us.
Anyways, so this is, for reference, this is our first video basically being re-recorded, and our friend
Basically, yeah.
Mark could not make it this time again. Anyways,
Bruh.
before we actually get into talking about it, a brief history of the GWP. So
Yes.
originally, it was go into the general chat for the voice chat, and you'll see the pictures. Anyways, originally it was just leaked to be these top 2 images. Like, these were kind of the first few leaks that were kind of circling around, and no one really believed them, because it was also a text-based leak too, and it was just one of those, like, it was so weird. No one expected it. No one believed it to be true. And then all of a sudden, one day, we basically had confirmation with the spoilered messages.
Mm-hmm.
These were now showing a physical product, meaning it was confirmed, it's happening, let's go. And then about 3 or so weeks later, it kind of was like public knowledge or something. I don't remember how long, but it was shortly after this that it was coming out. And yeah, now it's long gone. You can't get it anymore.
Yep.
But which kind of gets into my first discussion is the fact they made this a GWP.
Yeah.
I personally think it was a brilliant marketing strategy to bring back Bionicle.
Mm-hmm.
But it should have been done right away. I think if they made it the January, first week one, it would have done a lot better, because a lot more people were going to buy the sets that first week, meaning Bionicle will be spread to the masses of people who don't usually buy Lego, or don't usually buy Bionicle stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of thought originally, they would release it last year, after it got leaked. But yeah, I was very excited for it.
Me too.
When it was shown.
Yeah, I do sometimes wish though it was like a $20 set or 18 or whatever, because I feel that, I know people like me would have bought 5 of them.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, sure, I'm happy with the 2 sets I got to get it, but still would have loved to get a few more than just the one.
Yes.
Fred, you're extra quiet right now. Hey, yeah. So
Okay, so I'm the only one here who doesn't actually have the set. Who the hell just did that?
That was me. I was drinking my drink.
that was the loudest thing I've ever heard. Do you have CRISPR on? Or CRISPR, whatever it's called?
Oh, yeah, that's
it's just a straw.
Anyways, so I am the only one here who doesn't actually own this set. However, I made my own one. Kind of. Sort of.
Oh.
Very shortly thereafter, broke it to bits, because that's how I am. But hey, I made it. So with that in mind, I would like to see your guys' reviews of it first. I want to see what you guys think of it. And then I'll tell you what I think of the one that I built.
I will say, I do have a review I'm planning on recording and releasing at some point within the near future.
Fancy.
But
okay. Mr.
I
Diaz.
have a 2-part review that I recorded, but it hasn't yet been edited yet.
Yeah.
2
Mine's
parts.
pretty much the same.
Yeah, because I split the video into 2 parts, because I talked about the lava board and the Yamaja circle first, and then the second part I talked about Tahu and Takua.
Okay, so that's kind of the first thing I want to talk about this. On the box art, all you see is Tahu and the surfboard. But even then, I wouldn't say most people realize the surfboard was an actual thing. Like, it kind of just looks like it's like the original box art, just an object. But that was the cool thing. Because it was a GWP, they could actually make a box art like this that didn't show all the stuff.
Yeah.
You kind of got a surprise. Obviously I had seen reviews before, but if you were going into this blind, all you would think is you're getting Tahu and the little, Takua figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was kind of cool that they did. Not only did they just do Tahu, they did Takua. And not only did they do the two of them, they actually gave you the surfboard that you saw in the original box art. And they did the Imaginui circle?
Imaginui circle, yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct, yeah.
And the Imaginui circle is so well built. It's, what, 7 pieces? 6 pieces?
Six.
I would assume 6.
6. But still, for being 6 parts, that's, it's very accurate.
It is, yeah. And the thing that I really loved as well was Takua's coloring. Because his original toy, the first toy you could buy of Takua, didn't have yellow feet.
Yeah, he had blue feet.
Exactly. However, in Monog, the Mononoke online game, in the first one, he had yellow feet. I thought that was awesome.
No.
That's the part that grabbed my attention more than anything else.
Part of the reason he had yellow feet was mostly just because it was easier to make him a Jowler reskin, essentially.
Yeah.
But when they actually made the set, I personally think they were thinking the blue would be better looking, but that's not the really discussion of here.
But also in the GBA game, you can also have them have yellow feet if you wanted to.
Now, what I do like about this is obviously they didn't have the original blue to work with. They had to use Medium Azure.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, is kind of low-key better.
It is.
It's more vibrant. It has that, brightness to it.
Yeah, it really matches the Monog colorations. I really like that.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about this one. You can actually do the Monog posing.
Exactly.
Like, the original sets, all you could do is pull back the arms and shuffle the feet. This one, you can literally move it more than the original.
Yup.
And it looks arguably better outside of the mask.
I think that it's hilarious that the Tahu has precisely 1 extra point of articulation than compared to the previous one.
It is actually
1 extra point.
No, it has 2 extra points and less.
Waist and head.
Oh yeah, okay, it's got an ab crunch, but the ab doesn't really crunch, let's be honest.
It goes backwards.
It goes backwards precisely. And nowhere else.
It can rotate.
It can rotate. Okay, fine, whatever. It can rotate.
Anyways, so that's the thing I don't like about that Tahu model, but I kind of understand why. You gain elbow, you gain knee articulation.
Yes.
Awesome. You gain hip and neck. If they didn't do neck articulation, the Bionicle community would have killed Lego. We all know this.
Yeah.
So those are amazing. I get the wrist articulation thing though. It makes complete sense that they don't want to give it a giant joint just to get a clip looking. I don't even think it would look good. Now, same thing as kind of with the ankle articulation. I built mine and added our ankle articulation, and it just didn't look right. It was weirdly skeletal in the foot, and it just didn't, the ankle rather. And the classic Bionicle, it was really nice and thick once you got to the ankle, just kind of due to the way the foot was shaped. But
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And also
I just think it's funny.
Yeah. With the lack of ankle articulation, it makes it a lot easier to pose it. Because let's be honest, it's not a big model. It can really easily pose itself on its toes.
I guess, yeah, that's fair. Okay, so the general consensus, what I'm seeing from both of you guys, is pretty positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is, yes.
Okay. Okay, what's your favorite part
And the
about this whole
stand.
set? What is the best thing that you
Wait,
experienced? What was
before we
your
do that,
favorite
before we
thing?
do that, the
Okay.
stand is absolutely beautiful.
It
It's very
is. Oh
cool.
my gosh. 'Cause that's the one part I didn't build because I genuinely do not have the parts.
Oh.
It's an intricate build for being something so small, and it works beautifully.
It so does.
Because it's like it ties it all together. Where if you're an adult and you just want to display it, you have the perfect display stand. But if you're a kid,
Exactly.
you can use the figure. That's what would have been awesome with the original models, is if they had a stand like that. I think that would have got a lot more adults into it earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
also because that'll also appeal to the like Warhammer 40K people
Mhm.
because they have stands, they have base
Yeah.
plates.
Yep.
So the mini painters, like me, it's a fun thing.
And
Also, I'm sorry if I sound kind of weird right now. My voice is gone.
is that because you were running?
And it's because I've spent a lot of the afternoon yelling. Party time.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm gonna sound like a man for the rest of this.
Red, you sound like a man half the time. I already sent you that audio clip.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll sound like a sexy man at least. Okay, back on topic. GWP. Okay,
GW.
so GWP. Okay, so favorite parts, favorite thing.
Oh, that's a hard question.
I
Yeah.
would say the printed pieces.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do love those prints, but for me, the favorite part of the set was that instruction manual.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
instruction manual is pretty cool. Yeah.
Red, have you seen the instruction manual?
I have. I have actually downloaded a PDF.
Oh, having it in hands, like looking at these pictures that were like from 2001, just edited to be, because those were the original files.
Yeah.
From what
Yeah.
I've been told, those are the original files. They just edited in, and it works so well.
And also, okay, just to point this out real quick. If you look at the actual box,
Yeah.
where it says Bionicle, it still says trademark. They still hold every single right to the word Bionicle,
Mm-hmm.
which means, hey, I'm just saying, anything can happen.
Anything.
Anything at all.
Now, here's the thing: as you just posted, which I can't share a video, but um, a lot of people have created different versions of the Tohamata in the GWP style,
Yep.
and I love seeing the different takes specifically on the masks. Some people go brick built, which are fine. I think some are not so great brick built, and others use stickers. But
Yep.
one person on the Duckbrick server, Nightem, has done it beautifully and incorporated both a sticker design and brick built. And I'm gonna see if I can find a photo of one.
Please do. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
Also, if we want, we could also talk about the other pictures that we and the prototypes that we didn't get for the GWP as well.
Oh boy. Okay, let's see
There's a
that.
lot of
Yeah.
that. I don't have any pictures on me of it, but
Same.
I'm assuming you at least know what they look like, you two?
Yeah.
Bits and pieces.
Well, actually, funny enough, the Takua model, the system one, I actually reverse engineered and shared it with Duckbricks. And
Oh.
now the back is guesswork, as no one can figure out what the back looks like, so there's no back picture. But the rest of it, I think I did pretty good on it.
That's
But yeah.
pretty cool.
Now, as we're talking about the Takua, I will put a picture up later. I just can't get one right now. But for that Takanuva model, it was really well done with system and CCBS, and it's a shame we didn't get something like that, but I can understand why we didn't get something like that.
Also, it had like a
Yeah.
gear function on that one.
Potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
None of us could really figure out, because there was 3 of us reverse engineering. None of us could figure out the gearbox design.
Dang.
Well,
We all
funny you
have
should mention a gearbox of
we
all
all had 3
things.
different designs for it, so it's one of those, like, it could have been any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, these are the pictures of all the Oamata, as I was talking about, with the brick-built sticker designs. So, Golly's mask is not my favorite, but for stuff like Kopaka, it builds in the actual scope detail.
Yeah.
And for the mirror, like it's not it's very rough, but like with polish, these would be amazing.
Yeah, honestly, that's not bad. That is not bad at all. I
Yeah.
love Pohatu's like the tan extension on his toes. Those are
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was more referring to the masks with how they like have that sticker brick built.
Yeah.
I know.
I feel
I
like
was just
everyone
saying
else,
that's a cool
yeah,
one.
I feel like everyone else is only focused on doing either brick built or stickers. So it's like seeing something like this, I think is done so well.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. I don't like the slope on Tahu's face going down instead of up. If they
Yeah.
had matched it to be the same as Takua, then awesome. But nope, it
I
goes
disagree.
down.
I disagree.
Okay.
Tahu's mask was very flat in the front and sloped upwards.
Yeah, but
That's-
like I don't know. This one is just like
Yeah, I think they were working with the best part they could use, because that's like that's one of the closest pieces I can think of. It's very flat on the bottom, like the original. It slopes up, so it's like something where I don't really know what else they could have done.
they added ankles.
They added hinge ankles,
Exactly. Close enough.
but
It's better than
yeah. Now the one thing about these hinge ankles is it does mean you have more of that gray incorporated into them.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, for those who don't know, the reason they didn't use orange hinges is because that part, one, doesn't exist and they can't make a new part for it, and two, the reason they didn't use the mixel joints in different colors like black is because they physically can't make that part in different colors due to stress.
My
Yeah.
gosh.
The ball piece works fine. They figured out how to get that one to work any color, but that the like cup part,
the socket piece. Yeah.
yep, they don't want it to be a repeat of the original sets where it would break, so they can't make it in different colors. That the two colors of gray and dark gray are the only ones they can figure out how to make it work correctly for. Because obviously, as you've
That
seen with
is
lime
pretty
green, certain colors have certain properties, and if not done correctly, they just don't work. And Lego nowadays is all about stability. If you've built any Star Wars set of recent.
And that is really ironic because the new plastic that they've been using for the clip joints is so weak. Everything just feels so loose.
I somewhat disagree with you at times.
Okay,
but
well,
I-
every set that I've gotten of the newer era of, so far at least, of the newer era of Lego pieces, the clips have been so loose, dude.
I feel like I've noticed it on like singular clips, but as soon as I
Yeah,
have like
single
two of
clips.
them,
Only single clips. As soon as there's two, it's stable, but like, you shouldn't need two, you
well,
know?
no,
If it was fine before, you know?
no. As soon as I notice two, it's almost as good as the original two, having two together. I think it's just something with like the pressure being put on the bar or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just something I noticed.
It also depends on the factory too, because you have factories all over the world.
Hmm.
Yeah, it could just be that, like, I don't know, the card in South Africa just sucks.
Now, a lot of people have been discussing, not a lot, but people have been discussing whether or not, at least at the time, if they should have done a molded like canister or a box. Back with this, at least when this was leaked, I heard a lot of discussion about this, and it's like, I get why they didn't do a canister, but it would have been really cool.
It would have been so cool, but like,
Yeah.
it's, I don't
Yeah.
think this is the return of Bionicle. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, they're gonna start making sets now.
No,
I don't think so. But
Yeah.
if it is, and that is supposed to be some mega surprise for everyone,
here's
having only a box instead of the canisters makes it feel a lot more like surprising. Because if there's canisters, then it's like, okay, that's specifically molded for this, what, GWP? No. This is going to be an actual thing.
now.
So if they are trying to keep it like as, oh my gosh, it's a surprise, that kind of thing, then I think using a box was the best option. And
Now,
if they're not, then it's good because they're not getting anyone's hopes up.
Here's the thing. They actually physically couldn't make a canister for the GWP, and since it's okay, they can't make new molds for a gift with purchase unless they're going to be used in other sets.
Exactly.
Meaning there will not be another Bionicle series if they, or at least with using
Exactly.
canisters. Because if they're going to use canisters for another Bionicle series, they could have made it. But if they didn't, because they didn't make it, it pretty much cancels canisters from ever coming back within reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they do like a combination of paper and plastic, like they did with the
with like the Mari and whatnot.
or with the
Those
the
canisters
2008
sucked.
Matoran and Agori boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Okay. No. The Mari canisters were awesome because they made like a little battle base with them.
Mm-hmm.
Red, you knew that. You didn't know that, did you?
No, what? Wait, okay.
The
Show
Mari
me what you're
canisters.
talking about.
Okay.
Because all I know about the Mari canisters is it was like a freaking like paper. I was like, no, thank you.
No, it's paper.
Do not want the
plastic.
box.
The back was paper.
Yeah. Okay. Here, this is the perfect image.
Okay, do show. I'm interested here. Please show me.
I hope it correctly sends. It's like a web file, so I don't know if it's gonna send correctly.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Let me convert it.
I wish they did one that was bigger for Lesovic. But I feel like that would have been a much more expensive set now if they did that. The same with the Mari canister,
Mm-hmm.
but bigger.
So I've actually just noticed something really funny. We have gone off topic of the GWP and we've just started talking about Bionicle canisters.
We are talking about.
Oh, yes.
I'm still thinking it's close enough as we were referring to canisters.
But here's what I'm saying: there's not much to talk about.
Yeah,
there's really not much to talk about.
For me and Fries, we could probably go on for hours about it, but you haven't had it yet.
That's fair. I don't know. I've built it, and I'm like kind of underwhelmed. You know.
Talk about your build.
Yeah, your build.
Okay. I actually altered the build to have a gearbox.
Oh.
So you could actually like twist and turn the thing.
Dang.
So I built the regular version first, and then afterwards.
That's what the canister is.
You see that, right, Red?
Yeah, I do. I'm just having a moment of silence.
That is cool.
I don't know, dude. I'm like, maybe not, you know?
What other canister can you do that with?
2 hands.
Absolutely none. Why would you want to do that?
I don't know.
Cool. I like that. I think it's really creative that they came up with a design that you could use as like a battle area.
I mean, with the Baraki, they didn't do much else except make it curved and upside down like the Rakshi.
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like this was like, I would prefer just a regular canister myself.
Yeah.
Personally.
I don't know. For the Mari specifically, I think that's cool. But
the ones for the only canisters I thought were pretty cool were the Fantoka and Mystica.
Nice. Well, they were different canisters, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah.
Anyways, back to your GWP, Red.
Oh yeah, right. Completely blanked. Had no idea what I was talking about there for a sec. So I built a Gali because Gali is my favorite. I know she's like a girl and she's blue and like blue is my favorite color. So I was like, I don't know, it sounds too perfect. So I built myself a Gali. I don't know, it was kind of like underwhelming. Like, how do I put it? It's like, I don't know, it's like you've got this thing that you've built, you've put it together, and it's cool. It's cool. Like you could finally feel, oh my gosh, it's Bionicle. It's made some kind of return. The Lego group is paying attention. But I feel like that feeling only comes from the official Bionicle GWP over there.
No.
Making it in and of itself, by itself, without that printed face piece, without the Takua, without the base or anything like that. Just the Tahu figure itself. I don't know. Like,
you see, I'm the complete opposite. Because I built in a newer model for myself, I don't think I've ever had more joy with one singular, like, Lego model. That made me feel like I felt so like, because to me, Bionicle was never Lego's thing. Lego made the story, but the people made Bionicle. We made the mocks. There's so many. What theme has as many canon models made by fans? There was no other theme like Bionicle.
That is fair, and that
Yup.
is absolutely fair.
So many characters came from fans. That is why, like, to me, we are Bionicle. Not Lego. Or Lego wrote the story, but we are Bionicle. So, to me, that was Bionicle G3. People making the Toamata. People have been making the Baraki recently. At least one person's been making some of the Baraki. And I like and Axon, not Axon, Hydraxon and like just and Maxilos, like those were so cool to see.
Maybe I should I don't know. Maybe I should be kind of more open-minded about it. Like,
The one thing I wish that they included besides the disc for Takua would be his chronicler staff.
Yeah.
the one thing that made an appearance in Monog 2 and nowhere else.
The backpack at least was included, which I thought was
The
a really
backpack
cool
was
reference.
that backpack is cool.
That was like the most fan servicey thing. That was like such a good inclusion.
Aside from precisely the Toa Nuva armor.
I hate web files so much.
Terrible shame. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, I feel like this is good though. I feel like it's not a bad set, even slightly. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I just built it badly. I don't know.
Do you know the when the Lego box thing came out with all the pieces?
Mm-hmm.
And do
I'm
you know
sorry,
how many?
what?
Okay, so there was this big, Creator, how they have like the boxes of just random parts.
Oh yeah. I got a couple. Yeah.
Yep. Well, there's one that came with a mini Tahu you could build.
90 years.
Oh
of
yeah,
play.
yeah.
Again, this was the same as this one. It was Bionicle G3. Everyone was building them in their own styles,
Yup.
their own characters. And it was like, sure, they don't pose well, but they were so cool to have, and they were cheap to make.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't
that's
make
really
any,
cool,
but, like,
honestly.
I could probably go out and buy like 20 of those brick-built Tahus for $5 probably. Maybe 10
Yeah.
with shipping. Oh, and here's the ones I was just talking about.
Oh.
Okay, those are cool though.
I know. See what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay, those are cool.
This is in the style of the thing, just using, they're a little bit more intricate as those were the Baraki models and not, Tahu and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are so cool.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. Brick built masks are way cooler.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Look
kind
at the
of
white one.
that's
Pridak.
Pridak. Wow, I'm like, that's Karapar. That's not Karapar.
No, Carpar's the red one.
Yeah, Karapar's the yellow one.
Yeah, he's the
Oh my
orange
gosh,
one.
I'm gonna jump off the
Chalma's
microwave.
the red one.
Oh. Ooh.
But here's the thing. You have to use a brick-built one for a Baraki.
Yeah.
Like, you physically can't use stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Now-
you just can't.
Yeah. Now,
They're they're too cool.
I don't like Pridak's mask a lot. Like, it's cool, but I think it could definitely have used from some stickers for, like, the frontal part.
Yeah.
It looks a little too goofy, but again, these were stuff that they were still prototyping. So it's,
Okay, that's really funny because I love that face design for the white one.
I like it. I just think it's a little bit goofy with the way the mouth
I think
is
that
a
might be
little-
why I like it so much.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're the Geobot
exactly
builder.
Geobots. That's
You're
exactly
not-
what I was thinking.
For reference, Geobots are like little adorable system Bionicles, basically in the same style of the GWP, but not.
Mm-hmm.
Just cooler, you know. The foot design for the red one is also really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Alma?
It really captures the same. Yeah, it really captures that same feeling of that first foot. That's
Mhm.
cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to give G2 Bionicle a second look. From what
You
I
mean
can see,
G3?
though, that's what I meant to say. I know I blanked G2 from my mind, so this is G2 for me.
G2 is like, I love G2 and I hate G2 at the same time.
I love the sets; they're so cool, but like also way expensive. I don't even own one, so the
Well,
sets
okay,
are cool.
Here's the thing. Wait, which one are you talking about? G2?
G2.
Okay, yeah. The sets are expensive and not expensive at the same time. Like one set will be like $80, or like I think it's like Tahu Seal is like 80 or something ridiculous, and then like Tahu Used is like 20. And it's just like, why is there just that much of a discrepancy? It's not Star Wars.
Because
not
no
a
one bought
canister.
it.
I
No
know.
one bought it, so keeping it like sealed. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. A lot of people bought, I feel like, Tahu. Masters, at least.
Yeah, I guess.
I wonder if... I'm very curious if the Master Toa did better than the Uniter Toa. Because here's the thing, the Master Toa were completely good on their own. The Uniter Toa, a lot of them had to have their beasts to look good.
Yeah.
Or at least complete. Like, Tahu looked okay on his own, but the wings were beautiful.
Yeah. So here's what I loved about the Masters: the masks. I loved the masks. They were so
Yeah.
cool.
Hmm.
And I
They
didn't
were...
like the masks for any of the Uniters at all. Not a single one.
Yeah,
Oof.
yeah.
However, I loved
liked
the
the
uniting
coloring.
idea.
Yeah.
And the coloring is like, yeah, it's kind of weird.
I liked the melding because it looked like it was like an upgrade. It was like the Nuva, but done a little better.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit.
The
I
Nuva were
feel like
cool.
that's the same thing again, though. It's just too
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Like the Nuva were really cool. They were definitely looked mutated, but they were way too big.
Way too
Yeah.
big. This is really interesting, though. I'm like rethinking my whole opinion about the GWP. Like, as a set, I feel like it would look really cool if you had a couple of them, like not just the one, because yeah, like because you have the Takua and the Tahu. Okay, cool. And we've never seen just one Golly sitting there. No, dude. Like there has been some kind of a stand. There's been like another Toa standing next to or something like that. So maybe that's why I didn't like it that much. That's interesting.
I think we all have our own takes on the GWP. Red's is more
Well, most
negative.
definitely.
Red's is
So actually,
negative.
I'm
Why
not.
is Red's negative?
So okay. Everyone knows at this point that generally I'm pretty positive.
I
However,
know.
but the thing is, like, and this isn't me being like, oh my gosh, the old Bionicle was so much better and they're ruining it. No. It's nothing like that at all. I promise. And I don't dislike the set at all. I think it's cool. If this was like purchasable, like you could just buy it, I
Mhm.
would buy it, dude. If Bionicle
Mhm.
really was back,
okay.
I would buy the entire team.
Yeah.
However,
Here's the thing. Lego would price them on their website a suggested price if it were to be sold as $18.
Yeah. $17.99.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
it would have been what? Sorry, you cut out there for a sec.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I thought you were going to say upsetting it. I was like, well, no, that doesn't seem that bad, actually.
Well,
That
okay.
sounds pretty good.
$18 for getting a figure, Takua, and a stand. I really want to see them do that for every other Toa and their Madoran.
So this is exactly what I'm thinking. And so, honestly,
But here's the
okay,
problem. Here's the problem. If they do that, they either have to re-release Tahu with a slight change so people don't get up in arms about it,
Mm-hmm.
or they don't release Tahu and people go up in arms about there not being a Tahu to buy.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose.
there is no way to please everyone.
Because Bionicle fans, oh my gosh, we can be the most picky people.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the most ironic part, really. Because we're like, Bionicle, Lego, bring Bionicle back. Please bring Bionicle back. We'll love you. They bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is all of this? I can't believe you, Lego.
They
What
bring
is
it
it?
back only to end it after
Yeah.
1 year.
Bring it back only to end it after one GWP.
It's like we
Well, I'll
as
say
Bionicle
about
fans.
G2.
Bionicle fans are like the most grateful, ungrateful people I've ever seen. We'll
Yeah.
be so grateful. We'll be like, thank you, Lego, for bringing it back, but I hate you for it.
But I hate. Thank you, Lego, for recognizing Bionicle. But what the hell is that? No ankles? I'm sorry. Ankles? You couldn't put in ankles.
Well, they gave
Yeah.
a reason as to why, and I understood the reason.
Yeah.
We had knees.
Just trying to make it look cool. I don't know. But here's the funny thing as well. In the picture that you sent, in the picture that Mr. Fries sent. By the way, I haven't met you, Fries. Good to meet you, by the
Yeah.
way. Hi.
I've only met you a few times, and you just like were like, "Can I join the podcast?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah.
I'd like to join the podcast. Please, can I join the podcast? Cool, thank you.
Yeah,
Anyways,
literally, my entire DM history with you is just about the podcast, pretty much.
well, hey, the man knows what he wants. Anyways, but in the image that Fries 101 Reviews has sent,
Mhm.
in that image of the GWP, it looks like Tahu is really trying to squat. Like, he's trying to do leg
Yeah.
day. He's trying to bulk up them thighs, and it's just not working, you know?
Well, it's also at a bad angle, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
And that makes it even funnier.
Yeah. You're never gonna view this model at this eye level like this. You're gonna be viewing it from up top, and it looks a lot better up top, and I can confirm it does.
Yeah.
Or I have gotten it to do that pose it does on the canister, or sorry, the actual
Box.
set instructions. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
thinking of that, the fact you can actually get them in the pose the instruction or the set shows. Thank you for not doing a G1 on that.
Yep.
That was
Like,
the thing
that's
I
false
hate.
advertising right there. Like, hey, I can bend my knees. Like, no, actually,
Well,
I don't have
I-
knees at all.
I can understand it in like the original ones because they are trying to show the figures as they would act, like on the instructions, I should say, but not on the set figure itself.
Yeah.
Like like the box or the canister rather. That was a no-go, no. But the instructions, sure.
Yeah. Also, a quick thing. Now that I'm looking back at the images, I actually own hinge pieces that aren't gray. I have green ones,
Mhm.
and I've
Yeah.
got blue ones too, I think.
Yep.
So
They don't. They just didn't make orange, unfortunately. And it just kind
Yeah.
of.
hey, no,
Orange was a
I'm
color.
not talking about the
Yeah.
ball joint
Ye-
pieces.
No. We're
The
talking about the hinge pieces.
The hinges. Yeah.
The hinge pieces don't come in orange, unfortunately.
we don't need them orange. We need them red.
No, orange. That's what the color would be. Orange.
I was talking about the ankles.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they do come in red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just didn't do that because again, they wanted it to be easy to put on the stand.
Yeah.
And like
I
I
feel
get
like
it.
that wouldn't make it much more difficult.
It wouldn't make it too much, but it's one of those where it's like I feel like there'd be those few people who get so mad because they can't put it on the stand, blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
As I
There
said,
is
we
no
the most
pleasing
grateful,
everyone. My
ungrateful people.
gosh.
What?
It's like, oh my gosh, she doesn't have knees. Don't worry, you can put it on your stand. Oh my gosh, I can't put it on the stand because it has the freaking ankles. I can't believe it.
Yeah. I do think the hinge thing would have been great. Ball joint ankles would have been hard to do, putting on the stand wise.
Yeah, ball joints would have been so, and it wouldn't even look good too, which is
Yeah.
sad.
Like, I think there is a way, I have seen someone do it back before this was even like back when it was first leaked, I saw someone design it with ankles, but it wasn't built correctly anyways, and it only looked good the way they built it.
Yeah.
And because this was like, again, way before we got any good quality photos. I think this was when like the first
Yeah.
one leaked.
Yeah.
So like you barely could tell because it had the confidential sticker over it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
This is
Now,
really interesting though.
yeah, I have seen some people use the mini Tahu head on the original, or sorry, on this one. And I don't know. I think if you changed out the eyes, it would actually look pretty cool.
I think if you had like a 1x2 plate that had just the eyes,
As like
that
a
would look
sticker,
really
yeah.
cool. Just as like a
Yeah.
sticker, exactly. I think it would look cool.
It gives that brick built detail while giving the stickers like the other one did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or if they printed the disc to have the little slots on it, there we go.
There. Yeah. Or printing also on the disc to have the mask icon in the name
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
Tahunga. Yeah.
Just closing thoughts.
Closing thoughts. Okay, real quick. On the image that you sent, so of all of the Toamata built together, I have yet to see a good rendition of Golly's mask, and I'm still waiting. But I like Lewa's feet in that
Golly's
image.
mask is really hard to do.
It's so hard. I've
so-
tried. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Kohatu's mask on this picture is done amazingly. Lewa's is pretty
is.
good. Kopaka's is
Kopaka's is
beautiful.
brilliant. Yes.
I love the way they did the scope. They didn't make that scope design. That has been used since the little Kopaka, like the original Tahu Mini.
Yeah, exactly.
But modified to this size, it works amazingly.
So good, dude. Yeah.
And the fact it doesn't. Okay, I hate how on the original Kopaka, you can see like the thingies sticking out from underneath it of the original face. Like the Kopaka mask wasn't made correctly or something.
Yeah.
but on this it
Yeah.
works beautifully. And it's cool
Yeah.
because you can use the original Kopaka shield too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the
Exactly.
only
So I
one.
love
It is
that
the
too.
only one you can actually use the original stuff from.
Yeah.
I'm still
I
waiting
feel
on
like-
somebody to make the Toamata combiners in the
I see someone
GWP.
starting to work on it. I've seen someone starting to work on it.
Ooh.
The Kaita.
Kaita, yeah,
Yes,
whatever.
The Kaita. The Kaita.
Here's the one problem with that is the connections aren't the same.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So it's like you can make it pretty close, but it's definitely going to be it's not just
Tricky.
using parts in the Toamata fig models. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of Toamata, has anyone seen the the Exotoa?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
A lot
did
of
see
people have
that
been- a
from
lot
the
of people are
Ghost
making
Rider
it
set.
out of the Ghost Rider set. Well, I'm getting the Ghost Rider set solely for the figure, so I'm gonna be doing it anyways.
Yes. Do it.
I'm like, okay. My plan was just to get the figure, take it out of the set, and sell the set off.
Oh.
And now I'm like, well, I have something to. I guess I'm.
I
keeping
have
that
something
set.
to do today.
Well,
Ferb,
don't
I
have
know
the
what we're
set yet,
gonna do
unfortunately.
today.
But I'm really excited for that one.
That's cool though, yeah.
It's like again. Oh, and then with the other GWP stuff, they showed off a bunch of those Rocky models that were like made using this system. And sure, some of them looked bad, but they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was definitely
Yeah.
like a inspiration type thing.
I feel like honestly, Mixels was just about the greatest thing ever. It was my favorite set that it was my favorite series that I've actually been alive in.
I
'Cause,
like Mixels. I just think they kind of repeated themselves a little too much at times.
They did. But the thing is, the thing that made Mixels really brilliant is because they were parts bags. You could make a
Basically.
weird looking Mixel and then make an even weirder looking Mixel.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I feel
Especially-
like
they came
if
with a lot
Lego-
of cool pieces too.
Yeah, and there were
Exactly.
even those the old ball sockets printed to have the eyeballs of the
Exactly.
Mixels.
Exactly, and that's just so smart. But
I love
feel
and
like-
hate that piece so much because you can never find them.
yeah, I
It's
feel
like,
like though, if Lego makes these like Matoa or these Bionicle things the same kind of idea as Mixels, I
Mhm.
think that could be fun. That could be
Okay,
pretty
okay.
fun, I think.
So cool. This was kind of an idea I had. So obviously Lego has the ideas system where you have to support mocks and they can get made into sets. There's been a
Yeah.
lot of problems with the ideas system. Just there's way too many sets coming in now that are like, get to 10,000 and not enough are being made. And I had the idea that what if basically people do a crowdfunding system where you crowdfund enough, you have a year to basically essentially pay for the set, and then they'll make in that 1 year time, they'll make all the orders for it. So they only make enough for those people.
That's interesting.
And then obviously they'll make a few extra for like personal keeping in this, Lego website and whatnot. But like still, you only have to make the amount people want. You don't have to worry about the stock. You don't have to worry about because if it's a set that's gonna be like a one-off set like that, you don't want to have extra.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you don't want to have 100 extra sets and not be able to sell them. If you make a set that's like a one-off set like Ideas or the Toamata, but maybe it get pre-orderable, people will go nuts and you won't ever waste a dime outside of designing the set.
Yeah.
And if you do crowdfunding, like you crowdsource it so that it's again like Ideas and just have a Lego designer polish it up, make sure all the connections are sturdy. You are making gold. You will be printing money, Lego. Like Lego will be literally printing out money if they do that.
Yeah. Oh, well, hopefully Lego makes good business decisions.
No, the Lego's never done that.
I mean, on the topic of Bionicle, before
Saved Lego.
Bionicle, they sucked.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
going down the tubes, dude.
Star Wars at least helped,
Robots.
but yeah.
Robo Riders.
Star Wars helped
Yeah.
to like stabilize, but it was
okay,
like,
so-
oh yay, a new Star Wars movie, and then oh crud, we're going back up to yay, thank you, George
And
Lucas, and then oh crud.
Then 2002, Galador.
Here's the cool thing. I don't know if any of you've seen the most recent video. It's 2.5 hours long from Duck Bricks, so I don't think you have probably seen all of it. But I watched through it, and Galador was part of the line called Genesis. It was
my
basically
gosh.
going to be an entire thing, and Galador flopped so badly.
After
They
2
killed the
seasons.
entire thing.
Yep.
And another thing is Construction, as a whole, was going to be an official Lego thing with the name Construction,
Mm-hmm.
and it was going to be its own company.
My God.
Not
That-
Lego anymore. It would have been its own thing.
Construct.
Imagine if that happened. Because you wouldn't have to worry about Lego branding. Because here's the thing. You see Lego, what do you think of? Bricks, most likely.
Bricks.
Like any general person. If they had done that, it would have completely changed the game. Because you would have gone to them for action figures. Now, I don't think it might not have done as well, as it wouldn't have the funding from like the brick side of it. But still, you could have made more different types of things like the Lego Star Wars action figures, but actually make the Star Wars action figures look good.
And the
and not-
cursed Ben 10 construction figures
No,
from
I
2010.
love those figures. I love those figures. They had so many unique parts that are so useful for certain mocks. The heads are weird, but like I love the torso. It's like the cool thing about the torso is you can put the Hero Factory 1.0 armor plates onto it, and it looks really cool because you now have 4 arms.
Yeah.
But we have definitely gone way off topic, so
Mm.
I think it's
Way
time
off
we wrap it
topic.
up. Red, do you want to end this, or Fries, do you want to end it?
I
mean, you
mean,
can
I'll do it.
want.
Okay, who wants to do it? Do you want to do it, Mr. Fries?
Nah.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, thanks for watching, guys. I'm so sorry that I sounded like an entire man for this episode. I'm sorry, I promise. I'm a girl. But thank you for listening to us ramble on about Bionicle and the GWP. Even if we're not all particularly excited about it, it is still a pretty cool set, and I'm glad LEGO is kind of paying attention. And hopefully, this stems into something good. Anyways, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.